Join us now for Education Matters, a weekly look at the real people and real stories in education across North Carolina.
Welcome to Education Matters, presented by the Public School Forum of North Carolina. I'm Keith Poston. This week on Education Matters, we welcome two educators who are making news. First up is Lee Kokina. She's a school psychologist in the Wake County Public School System and was recently named the National School Psychologist of the Year. We're going to talk to Lee about the role of a school psychologist and what our students need, and we're going to continue our series of state superintendent candidate interviews by welcoming Dr. Jen Mangrum. She's a professor in teacher education at UNC Greensboro, who last year ran a high-profile campaign for the state Senate against Senate President Phil Berger. Before we tackle our main topics, we open with our EdLines, a quick scan of education headlines across North Carolina and the U.S. Last week, the North Carolina House overwhelmingly approved a proposal that would put a $1.9 billion school construction bond on the 2020 ballot, with $1.5 billion earmarked for public schools. The bipartisan 99-6 final vote means it now heads to the Senate, where it has largely been dismissed by Senate leaders. They have their own proposal that would use cash from a new school infrastructure fund that they say would be less expensive for taxpayers. North Carolina teachers earn on average $53,975 this school year, according to the new study from the NEA. That placed the state's average at 29th in the nation and second in the Southeast. Republican leaders in the General Assembly claim credit for the increase from 37th nationally last year, while some critics pointed out that veteran teachers have seen very little of the recent increases and that average pay is actually propped up by high supplements funded by counties like Wake and Mecklenburg, not the General Assembly. Finally, this legislative session could be the one where a statewide school calendar flexibility bill actually becomes law. After dozens of local bills have been introduced, the House Education Committee last week backed a bill that would allow any school district to start earlier in August to match the calendar used by its local community college. It also backed another bill that would let school districts in 22 counties pilot starting the school year earlier in August to see how it would affect tourism, which is why we have a picture of the beach up there, which has been largely opposed by the tourism industry for public schools changing calendars. We'll be keeping a focus on this issue going forward. Remember, you can visit the Public School Forum's website at ncforum.org, click on Education Matters, and read more about each of these EdLines, as well as all the other topics we cover each week.